Every infrared sauna review channel on YouTube right now is answering the same three questions. How hot does it get? How much does it cost? What extra features come with it? Almost none of them are asking the only question that actually matters once you shut that door and start sweating. What exactly are you breathing? And specifically, what formaldehyde levels and VOCs are building up in that cabin while it heats? That's the gap this video sits in. 3 saunas you should not buy, not because they're scams and not because they won't get warm. And 2 saunas that did something almost nobody else in this category bothers to do. They publish the actual numbers, name the labs, and let you check their work. One thing before we start, because it matters more than a disclaimer usually does. Nothing in this video means a brand is lying or that its sauna is dangerous. It means the proof isn't published where you can check it. That's the bar this video holds everyone to, including the 2 brands you'll see at the end that you're supposed to trust more than the rest. Here's why that bar exists in the first place. And it's not a wellness opinion, it's federal law. Composite wood, the material used in a lot of budget furniture and a lot of budget saunas, is regulated by the EPA under a rule called TSCA Title VI. Plywood, medium-density fiberboard, particle board, and any finished product built from them has to be certified compliant if it's sold or imported into the United States. California goes further with CARB Phase 2 standards, the California Air Resources Board's own emissions limits for composite wood products, which set an even stricter formaldehyde ceiling than the federal floor. That rule exists because those materials are held together with adhesives, and those adhesives can release formaldehyde when they're heated. A sauna is a small room built for one purpose: to get hot. So asking what kind of wood is behind the panel and what's holding it together isn't a paranoid question, it's the first one. Number 1. The sauna you've scrolled past a dozen times on Wayfair, Amazon, or Walmart, around $600. Hemlock construction, Bluetooth speaker, chromotherapy lighting, a maximum temperature hovering around 149 degrees Fahrenheit. They all read like the same product wearing a different coat of paint, because in most of the ways that matter, they are. To be fair, 149 degrees is not on its own a defect. Infrared saunas run cooler than traditional ones by design. Cleveland Clinic puts the typical infrared range at 110 to 135 degrees, while a traditional sauna runs closer to 150 to 195. Heat alone doesn't disqualify anything on this list. What disqualifies the generic marketplace cabin is what's missing from the page. Scroll the listing and you'll get the Bluetooth specs, the color light modes, the detox language, the weight loss language, the circulation language. You will not find a heated cabin air quality report. You will not find an adhesive disclosure. You will not find a company you could actually track down 2 years from now if the heating panel dies. If a product page tells you what music you can play inside it before it tells you what you're breathing inside it, that tells you exactly what the seller thinks you care about. Number 2, Maxis sold under Golden Designs. Full spectrum heating, meaning carbon panel heaters that emit near, mid, and far infrared wavelengths rather than the narrower output of a ceramic heater. Canadian red cedar construction, near zero EMF rated under 3 milligauss, measured 2 to 3 inches from the panel. An ideal range of 118 to 132 degrees, with a max around 140. Those numbers are real and Golden Designs publishes them directly, which already puts this sauna ahead of the last one. The problem isn't the spec sheet, it's what the same page does with it. The listing uses the words near, mid, and far infrared, real terms describing real wavelength ranges, and then rides those words straight into promises about detoxification, heavy metal removal, metabolism changes, lowered blood pressure, and skin renewal, all in the same breath. Full spectrum is an engineering description. It tells you the panels emit more than one band of infrared light. It is not a medical finding, and it's not a permission slip to promise everything short of a full-body reset. Mayo Clinic's own review of the research is more careful than that. Some studies have found possible benefit for a handful of chronic conditions. Larger, more exact studies are still needed, and several of the studies being leaned on weren't even done with infrared saunas. They used traditional ones. The actual mechanisms researchers point to, things like heat shock proteins and cardiovascular stress response, are real and worth studying. But sweating out toxins your liver and kidneys were already handling before you ever stepped inside is not what those studies show. That's the actual state of the science today. Maxis's product copy skips past all of it and goes straight to the detox promise anyway. Number 3, Serene Life. The portable infrared tent. Oxford fabric shell, aluminum insulated lining, a metal alloy frame that folds down small enough to store in a closet, priced around $200. This is a genuinely different category from a wood cabin, and it deserves to be judged as one. A collapsible fabric sauna for the price of a nice dinner out is not automatically a bad idea. Here's the catch. Serene Life advertises a maximum of 140 degrees. Independent testing keeps landing short of that, closer to 125 to 135 degrees in actual use. So you're getting synthetic materials at a lower and less consistent heat than advertised, wrapped in the same broad detox and stress relief language as everything else on this list. And the specific adhesives and coatings used to bond that fabric shell together are never addressed anywhere on the product page. A folding sauna tent can be a smart, honest budget tool. Marketed like a foldable hospital, it's not one. That's the never buy list, not 3 frauds. 3 companies that are comfortable asking you to trust a health claim they've never once backed up with a document you could actually go read. Now, the 2 that did the opposite. Radiant Health's Pause line publishes something almost nobody else in this category bothers to. Independent testing across more than 25 points inside the cabin, verifying ultra-low EMF averaging 0.65 milligauss and EF averaging 1 volt per meter, measured specifically at the spots where your body actually sits, not wherever the reading happens to be lowest. For context, the Swedish TSCA standard for electronics, the benchmark the industry most commonly references for EMF safety, sets its limits based on similar body proximity measurement logic. So those field levels are being held against a real external yardstick. The sauna environment itself is certified 0 VOCs, with an A+ rating under French VOC standards, formerly the ISO 16000 framework, the same regulatory framework used across Europe to grade furniture and building materials for indoor air. No toxic glues, no stains, 0 detectable VOCs even under heat. That's what clean air proof is supposed to look like. Not a wellness aesthetic, paperwork, real lab points, real measurement locations, a real third-party standard you can look up yourself instead of taking on faith. And that standard applies here too. Before you buy, ask for the current report on the exact model in front of you. Testing changes. Model years change. A claim from 2 years ago is not a claim about the sauna you're about to pay for today. Last one. High-Tech Health builds every cabin from solid wood. Poplar is the primary species they use, chosen specifically for its hypoallergenic properties. No plywood, no particle board, no toxic glues anywhere in the construction, not just on the visible panels. Their heaters carry UL listing, and the company holds SGS, FCC, and ROHS certification, on top of independently tested EMF and ELF mitigation. That's a specific checkable list of third-party names, not a paragraph of marketing adjectives. High-Tech Health also leans hard into the phrase medical grade, right there on their own site. And that phrase is exactly the kind of language this video has spent the last few minutes teaching you to slow down on. The FDA is direct about it. A company registering itself with the agency is not the same as FDA approval, clearance, or authorization. And registration alone does not mean the agency reviewed or endorsed anything that company sells. So don't take medical grade as a badge. Take it as a claim to go check. In this case, when you actually check it, the documentation holds up. Solid wood, tested fields, listed safety certifications with names you can search. The phrase earns its place on this list. It just shouldn't be the thing that convinced you on its own, and that's true of every phrase in this video, including the ones from the 2 brands you're supposed to trust more. So here's where that leaves you. 3 saunas that probably aren't dangerous, probably aren't scams, and will probably still get warm enough to make you sweat. They're on this list because the company selling them is asking you to trust a wellness promise it has never backed up with a document you could actually read. And 2 saunas where the company did the opposite and showed their work in public, where anyone, including you, can go check it. If a business wants you to sit inside a heated box and breathe deeply for 20 minutes, it should be able to prove what's in that box before you become the one testing it. I put the exact wording you can send any of these brands, the one that asks for the VOC report, the adhesive disclosure, and the EMF testing, down in the description. Ask the question, see who actually answers it.